Welcome home, Raiders. Tonight, patch 8.3 has dropped, and now I feel like everybody's watching me. This is Convert to Raid number 377.
You're listening to Convert to Raid.
Convert to Raid.
The podcast for raiders in the world of Warcraft.
Wow! What a time it's been. Just the last, really the last day, right? Patch 8.3 lands, all that kind of good stuff. We're going to get all into it. But now, from the CTR Command Center and Broadcast Emporium in Sacramento, California, today is January 15th, 2020. Thank you so much for joining us from all around the world of Warcraft and beyond. The great beyond, the dark below. I don't know what it is anymore. My name is Pat Crane, and the players are here as well. And we will start off from my right, your left, and we'll start off with bringing in the wonderful Thyst. Hello, Thyst.
Hi.
Hi. How's it going?
Hey, I'm just feeling a little bit corrupted tonight. Is that okay?
Sure.
Okay, good.
Sure, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay, thanks.
It's fine. I think everybody's feeling it right now. And also from Northrend, it's Stats. Welcome back, Stats. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, guys. And I'm not joking. It is very, very Northrend right now. But
yeah,
Thyst.
Yeah.
With Ny'alotha staring into our souls, I now have a cornucopia of eye-related puns.
Wow.
Sorry.
Wow.
That's how I roll. And it's no time to joke. Well, I'm not. It's no time to joke. Azeroth, guys, is on the blink. It's on the blink of destruction.
Wow.
I can keep going here. Iris, I had more time. But this is just the introductions. I wrote this. You can all breathe an eye of relief. That's all the puns for now. But this is just the tip of the iceberg.
The iceberg.
Right, I'm done. You know what, guys? It's good to be back. I'm sorry. It was such a good podcast this week.
Cornucopia.
A cornucopia. Cornucopia.
That was actually not. That was creative.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
even though it totally bombed on this end of things. It was just a big old bomb, but that's fine. You were trying things. It's interesting.
I tried, yeah.
I loved it.
Well, welcome, guys. Welcome, chat. Welcome, guys that carry us around with you. Thank you so much for joining us in this. I would call so last week's show with Jesse from the Lost Codex. Clearly, it's one of the top 5 shows of the year. I think that we're off to a good start here. We could be a top 5 show of the year as well.
That's a lot of pressure to put on us, Patrick. Like,
right.
I didn't. You should have told me that ahead of time.
Actually, Jesse might have been the best show of the year.
Whoa.
Right, because it was also the first. So, there is that.
Right, that's also true.
So, let me talk to you guys about what you've been up to in Stats. It's been a while, buddy.
It has.
It's nice to see you. What's been going on with you and everything?
Happy New Year, firstly, because this is the first show back for me this year, and last week you guys, and it really was an awesome show last week. So I feel a bit bad coming back with nothing but terrible puns, but I've had nothing else to do because I live in Northrend. In fact, Northrend for me this week is actually a tropical destination. It is
Right.
so
I was
unbelievably
gonna
cold
say-
where I live right now.
You actually may live north of Northrend. I'm not sure where that would put you.
I live north of the wall, and then they built another wall to the north of that.
Right.
And I live north of that.
Right.
I think we touched minus 50 this week, and I had nothing else to do except sit inside and write jokes about eyeballs,
And
because that's all I can do.
And we were talking about this. We were chatting about this over Discord, and I feel you, buddy, because I mean, I lived in Fargo for a while, North Dakota, which is, I mean, that's pretty damn cold for the US, and it's gotten down to like minus 35 temperature, and that is bitter stuff. So
yeah, it's been pretty bleak, but you know what, last week was a real treat for me. Work took me to New York City, which meant I could catch up with my fellow co-host here, which was lovely. It was great. I saw Thyst, and that's a highlight of the last week. Really
that's
fun.
awesome.
That was your whole highlight, was seeing me?
That's the biggest one, yeah.
Wow, you got low standards.
So you guys just met up at like a coffee joint somewhere or whatever?
Yeah, Stats picked out a diner, and I went to see him, and he ate a sandwich, and we talked about you, Pat.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Just all
all
about
we
me the entire time.
Yeah, I know a lot more about Pat than I used to.
Oh yeah, I told him all of your secrets.
Everything.
All right. I don't really have that many.
Well, you have none now.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you guys are with me until the show dies, or I do. So there we go.
Woo!
So
Job security.
right, exactly. So you had a good time meeting up with Stats there, Thyst?
I did. It was so nice. It's so nice to see, like we were talking about this, but it's so nice to see our community IRL outside of BlizzCon even is so strange sometimes. But
it really can be, right?
Yeah. It's so nice. It's the best case scenario when you get to see someone from the WoW community in real life.
Right.
Yeah, it was great.
Got anything else going on?
Me?
Yeah.
Not really. Just geared up for the new raid. not actually gearing up,
why don't we just get to it then? Because I think that everybody's like, yeah, just get to patch 8.3 already. Why? So let's just get to it.
A clever strategy.
Thank you. So let's talk a little bit about 8.3, about kind of the generalities of it. So we kind of, it was really funny. My raid leaders put together a wonderful like checklist for all of us raiders to like go through, and here's what you need to do in the first week. Here's exactly what you need to do in the very first week. And then this post came out, and they had to scrap the entire thing and start over again.
Oh man.
Because it's kind of weird how this is releasing. Now, because there's like season 4 doesn't begin until next week. So we're still kind of in that transition stage. So we're transitioning from season 3 to season 4. We're still in season 3 technically. So for all of your mythic keystones and stuff like that, that's all season 3 stuff. And so you should be able to go do it, knock out some mythic pluses, and get that loot, because yeah, and it won't corrupt right now.
Right. Yeah. I mean, everything corrupts eventually.
Sure, I guess. So this week, what we're seeing, and pardon me if I'm like pausing every once in a while.
He's sick. I'll speak for him when he's coughing.
I'm kind of sick. Like I have this cough. I don't
corrupted.
feel very sick. I'm corrupted.
Yep. My name's Matt Craig. I love cheese.
So this week, we have the increase in artifact knowledge, right? So now you can go grind AP again. We have Ny'alotha assaults and horrific visions. Those have started. Those are going. We've got the main content storyline, and we'll get into all of this stuff as well. But we have the 14-hour quest line that is brand new. It's giant.
It was about 14 hours, wasn't it?
Yeah, something like that.
I
It felt
was
like
going to
that.
say it does end, right?
I mean,
I've been working at it, but it doesn't seem to end. So
Right.
I need some confidence that at the end of it all, there is a cloak and there is some other stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we'll get to all this stuff in a second. And as you probably figured out, and we said this on the show before the new year, all of your Titan residuum is now turned into silver. Congratulations. You didn't spend it. And now you have money. Not much, but you have some. And then, but it's not going to be dropping from any source for this week. And that includes scrapping or disenchanting gear. So don't do that. Like I said, we're still in season 3. The PvP is closed for getting rewards and titles and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, that's it for this week. Next week, season 4 begins with the new affixes and all that stuff. So that's, and of course, I mean, I really should say, start off with Ny'alotha. I had to take an extra long pause for that one.
Yeah.
So, and that's 12 bosses, and that's going to be a ton of fun, right?
Oh,
Should be.
yeah.
Should be.
It's going to be great. I mean, I'm not going to give any spoilers, but I found out who the first boss is. And I got questions.
He's hot. And so then also next week, Darkshore Warfront has now a heroic difficulty.
Yay.
So.
Because I only do the heroics now. There's really no reason to do the normals at this point.
No, there's not. I mean, the gear isn't right for you.
Yeah.
So
But, the heroic ones, I don't know. I like going in there and spending a while. I like going and mining the ore.
I didn't like them in normals all that much.
Oh, well, you're very hard to please.
Well, I'm the same way with the islands.
Yes. Historically, Pat Crane is very hard to impress.
Well, with dailies or weeklies or whatever, I'm usually like, after the first couple weeks, I'm like, eh.
I'm not going to lie. If they don't start calling them islands, then I'm going to be unhappy.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. Now
this is like the whole patch until the next expansion. This is it.
Yay.
Right. For a year of eye jokes.
Yeah,
that's it. We're gonna just get him like a chart, the eye chart, put it right behind him, and have it spell out something fun. That would be great. That'd be good stuff. And next week, let's see, what do we got? What do you need to get? You need to get a plus 15 to max out your mythic chest.
Yeah, easy.
Easy peasy. Probably not.
Easy.
It's a little bit harder. They're upping up the difficulty. So watch it. So and then mythic difficulty the week after that.
Yeah.
So yeah. So that'll be fun. And also Raid Finder.
Yes, and also that as well too.
Yeah.
So I know that my raid team always starts with normals for a week or two, and then we move right into heroics. What are you guys doing for raiding?
So we're not really sure. So I think stats. Or did you roll a new tune?
I haven't yet. I'm just getting I'm just going through this content first.
Oh, just to get a feel for it, and then.
Yeah, so I've just completed my I'm just one step away from doing the achievement where you get both sides of the story. I can't remember what it's called now, but you get a mount and you do the whole Horde side and the whole Alliance side, and I'm just about to finish that off.
It's called Double Agent, I believe.
No, that's not. That Double Agent is the 1 to 120. This is the both sides of the story. That's what it's called.
All right.
Oh.
So I'm doing that achievement. I've got one dungeon left to do, and then I'm done. And then I'm going to I'll roll a tune on the Pat's other server there, and then I'll start doing some raiding with you guys.
Join the raid team with me and Shoe Boots and the guys from Merely a Setback and God, who else is on that team? It's like merely a Setback. We've got we've got Jin. We've got jeez, I can't even think of all the people. But we've got a bunch of content creators over there, and so it's a lot of fun.
Except your alliance.
Yeah, that's right. And we're alliance, so we're better than you. And we know it.
You're funny.
And Cap is there, yeah. And so I mean, we've got a bunch of fun folks over there, so it'll be fun.
Sure.
And this is a fairly new team, and I mean, we got AOTC pretty handily, considering that we're only doing one night a week, and we're only for like a few hours a night. But yeah, I mean, I'm guessing that we'll go pretty quickly now that we kind of know our people, and I think some people are switching around on tunes and stuff like that. So there'll be some more building, but that's fine. I mean, we've got a long time on this content, guys.
Oh yeah,
it's not going anywhere for a while, and it was almost confirmed by Ian Hazakostas in an article this last week that there will not be an 8.3.5, at least not story-wise. This is it. So
this is it. And if Ian says it's that's it,
right. Just like he said, this is not it to account-wide essences.
Yeah.
People are still really angry about that.
There's got to be something that people are angry about.
Well, let's talk a little bit about it yesterday when patch 8.3 dropped and we all got into game and we started rolling off into this very long quest line of stuff. This to me, there were more cutscenes in the first, I don't know, half hour, 45 minutes of play than I've ever seen before in any other patch.
Yeah. It's just, it seems like within World of Warcraft's timeline, there are just more and more cutscenes all of the time. And I'm cool with that. That is the thing that I am 100% yes about. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm cool. And we got to see Anduin punch Rathian in the face.
Yes.
That's fun.
Really hard.
Yeah.
So, what did you guys think about that cinematic? That was, there's something going on.
Well, it was, yeah. Stats, I'll leave it up to you. What did you think of that one?
I think they did an awesome job. So, coming into this patch, being one of the more casual players, I was a little confused as to where story was going and what was actually happening with story and some of the lore that backed it up. And just watching the cinematics and watching the lore unfold as we went through the quests a little bit yesterday, Blizzard have done an excellent job of just taking you through the story and leaving you to know everything that you need to know about where the patch is heading. So, I've got to give massive props for that. It was a really, really excellent way to start this patch, and it carried through the quests as we went through them.
Right.
So, I think they did a great job.
Well, and I know that I thought that especially that cinematic with Anduin punching Rathian in the face, I thought that was number one, great. It was great to see that kind of action, especially out of Anduin, just
spicy.
And Rathian was like, "Hey, buddy, how's it going?" And he goes, "Hey, friend, punch!" Just wallops him in the face.
You can't punch a dragon man and expect to hurt him.
And yeah, but I mean, you saw the I don't know what it was. It's like his skin was abraded and it was like healed.
Wolverine's regeneration.
Yeah, kind of like that. And screaming about how, Rathian was basically the reason why his father died, which is absolutely true. Especially if you guys read a bunch of lore, what was the one after WoD? I can't remember.
Legion.
The trial of, it was essentially the trial of
Garrosh?
of Gary,
Yeah.
where he escapes and he does the thing and it leads into Legion, right?
War crimes.
or it
Thank
leads,
you.
yeah, war crimes. So that leads into WAD, leads into Legion. So, basically Rathian is responsible for a lot of hot garbage.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
But he's real handsome, so it's okay. We'll let him get away with it.
He is damn fine.
See, you heard it here, folks.
You see Rathian walking down the hallway, and it's like, whoop, there it is.
Yeah. Pat loves a man who is also a
Rathian
dragon.
for you. That's Rathian right there.
Oh,
He's just,
yeah. Can you do the voice?
And then all of a sudden, he just gets punched in the face. Real hard.
Hey man, that's the fire of passion. That's what passion does to you.
And the really cool thing about that was that as Rathian was talking about how this corruption thing kind of works, right? That Ny'alotha is going to be messing with our minds. Anduin is looking out onto Stormwind, and then everything changes. Like he has this vision of this dark vision of tentacles and destruction. So
yeah, just so many tentacles.
Yeah, lots of tentacles.
All you can think about is all the tentacles.
Yeah.
And it's so distracting.
I know. All the tentacles. Oh, let's get rid of that. No, but it was good. I thought that there was a really good cinematic, and yes, I think we've been spoiled by all the Sauerfang ones that are all CGI and everything is like 4K, 8K rendering. I don't know, whatever it is.
Can't all be like that.
And this one's in game, and so it's like, oh, it's a little bit different, which is fine. I'm fine with that.
It's still beautiful. Such mastery. Such absolute cutscenes, man.
And it wasn't just that. There was cutscenes for everything.
There really was. And like a bunch of people are saying in chat that they missed a bunch of cutscenes because of, how buggy it was yesterday and today to some degree as well. Like I missed a few yesterday, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But the ones I did see were very good.
Well, I know that there's a listing on Wowhead for all of the different cutscenes, so you can go back and kind of watch them. I don't think I missed any, or maybe I did in game, but I watched them on Wowhead, so it's kind of like I feel like I already watched it. So no big whoop. Did you have any favorite cutscenes other than Anduin punching Rathian in the face?
Oh, that one was really good.
I quite enjoyed the part where we got to put our Heart of Azeroth in the terminal to power it up a little bit. I thought they did a good job with that. Oh yeah, was that the Halls of Origination thing where we had to go through and power up the? I thought that was the storylines, man. Mm-hmm. They're pretty good. Yeah, you want to get people hooked. You want to get people into the game and understanding a point in story. This is how you do it. They did a great job with it.
Man, okay, let's talk about the quest line. And what you can bring up cinematics again. I'm not gonna. Who cares? But this quest line that you're on is a marathon.
Yes, it really is. It's I estimate maybe 2 hours long. That seems to be the consensus.
Right.
You start off, with Magni, and you end up in Uldum, and then eventually you end up in the Vale of Eternal Blossoms, and then back with Magni with the sword, and like it really is a marathon. I started the day it came out yesterday, and then I finished today just because it was really late, and I
didn't allow for enough time.
Yeah, I really didn't think it would.
You know what would help though?
What's that?
What?
It would be Magni actually giving you a ride to the next place, because you finish a bit and then he just goes, "I'll see you there."
Yeah,
and he zaps off into the distance, and he's just waiting for you, mind you. And then you're taking 50 different flight point shuttles over to where Magni is, and he's like, "Hey guys,"
or you're like inside of the halls of origination, or inside Mogashan Palace, or the vault or whatever, and then you have to teleport out, and then you have to fly out, and then you have to
Yeah,
do all
and
these
then
other
Black,
things.
Black Rock, just like, just go to the Black Room there. Luckily, I am a mage, so it's fine, but, I can see how it would be frustrating for lesser classes.
I got portal fatigue. I got portal fatigue from just portaling everywhere. It's like you're portaling, and then you go to the room, and you portal again, and you go to the other room, and you portal. It's like,
you want to help him out, but he on one hand he seems to sort of disappear into the distance and wait for you to get over, and then others he's go out and kill all the things. I'm just going to stay here and read the book, The Law Walker Show, and hope you're okay, and then just let me know when you're done.
Right.
I'm just going to stand here and be a diamond man. It's fine. Go ahead and do my bidding.
But I'm
not going to help you.
But it was so cool, the quest line, just the way that it brought you through all these different zones again, and they reintroduced you to these zones in such a nostalgic way for me, I guess. Especially as we were going through Halls of Origination, we went to Blackwing Descent, which was a lot of fun.
We went to vaults. I haven't been in vaults in ages.
Mogashan Palace. It was Mogashan Palace and Vault as one.
Yeah, I got so confused.
Which was crazy.
You're going down the stairs to go see Sparkle Pony, and then are we doing spoilers? Because
well, I mean, some of the places that we went to. I mean, we did go to where we fought Elegon.
Yeah,
we did go there.
We went there.
And
it was crazy.
But the way that we got there was through Mogashan Palace. So it was weird.
It didn't make any sense. It was like a fever dream. I felt so corrupted.
I don't know.
Man, that was so corrupted.
That was really cool. I enjoyed this new look at these old places that we've been at. And it really made me think, you know what? These are not the same old zones at all. I mean, yes, I mean, you have the same top parts, the land is the same, but everything inside is like totally different.
Yeah. And you're going to be in Vale and you're going to be fighting things. And you haven't been standing there since MOP. Like I was standing there on my mage and I've been playing since MOP. And I'm like, wow, this is like doing dailies at the Golden Pagoda all over again. But I'm cool with it because this is actually super rad.
I don't know that I was necessarily, I had some flashbacks to 5.1, those 5.1 dailies,
Yeah.
It was... Especially when we went back on the other side where we talked to Raden, I guess.
Yeah.
Was it Raden?
Was Raden, yeah.
Yeah. So
he was sad, Raden.
Very.
Yeah. Well, you would be too. I mean, he was in what was it? Where was he the bonus boss of?
Lei Shen, Throne of the Thunder King.
Yeah. So he was the bonus boss there where he was all corrupted and we had to uncorrupt him. And then
so corrupted.
Then he was all better again, and then now we get to meet up with him again and hang out and have some really somber times. He is basically Eeyore, right?
It's true. He's emo.
Yeah, I don't know if he's emo. I think he's Eeyore. He's like, hey guys, how's it going?
Yeah,
I'm just sitting over here. Don't mind me. I'm just making sure that Azeroth keeps on spinning.
He's more morose than that. He's sitting there going, "It's just you just give up now. You're all gonna die."
Right.
He seemed a lot happier in Mortal Kombat, the movie.
Right. That's a different one.
Yeah,
I think that's the lightning one.
What?
Right?
She's like Storms, Lightning, Radon, Raiden, same thing.
It doesn't matter.
Raiden.
Yeah.
So we've got all of that stuff going as far as the storyline went, and like all these new mobs, all the different things that are going, like all the different invasion things that are going on is kind of crazy as well. So I don't even know how to make sense of it yet.
Yeah, it was such like I'm going to use the word marathon again because it's literally just like you're here for a long time and now you're here and then you go back and then you go back to the sword and then you go back to the place you were, but now you're going to a new place and you go to that new place and you do this and you have to like fly all over the place and then you have to go back to the sword for a second and then you have to go into this raid, you go into that raid, you go into like a dungeon. Like, do I go into the dungeon? Yeah, totally. Go into the dungeon. You're by yourself. Do it. And it's like, now go back to the sword. Now go back to the Halls of Origination. Now go back to Pandaland. No, you're fine. No, come back. It's all like that. And it's like all these breadcrumbs and all these like daily style quests and stuff. But the bottom line is it was fun and really exciting and very engaging.
You know what?
It was so fun.
You know what? You are right. It was fun. It was
yeah.
It was fun, and it was a little dangerous, and it was fine. It was good.
Yeah. And it was a great setup to all the stuff that we're going to be, dealing with.
Right. And sure, I died a couple times, partly because I was dumb, but whatever. I'm usually dumb. It's just I'm not used to being at the same power level as the mobs at this point in the game. So
yeah.
So it's fun to have it be a little dangerous. Stats, how far did you make it through the questing?
I'm probably about halfway. You say it was fun. It still is fun for me. I'm still wading through it a little bit. I'm in Pandaland, trying to get the next step of that done. It's excellent. It really is.
Did you do the puzzle on the floor to hit the switch of the thing? I don't know if you.
I did a puzzle. I don't know if it was that one. I don't
necessarily know if it was particularly fun, but it was interesting to see.
If you just AFK, Mother will do it for you eventually. I found that out.
Really?
Yeah, because I started to do it, and I was like, I'm terrible at these. So I AFK'd for a second. I watched something on YouTube on my other screen. I'm just like, I'll get back to this later. And then all of a sudden, Magnie's like, hey, Mom, we're having trouble. Can you just do it? She's like, yeah.
Nice.
And she does it. And then it's like, okay, you're on to the next phase of the quest. And I was like, oh, for real? And, it was great. And then I told Twitter about it. Also, I found out yesterday that if you poke Magni, just keep poking him. He gets so mad. And, that's a classic WoW thing. Like, if you poke anybody, they get mad. But he gets extra mad, and he starts yelling at you. And it is fantastic. You have to try it.
I got to do that. That's what I did in for Heroes of the Storm. I never really played the game all that much, but I did go around and I poked all the heroes.
That sounds like you.
So, yeah, I mean, it's kind of my jam. That's what I do. So, let's see, what else can we talk about? Did you guys run into the Great Worm from Beyond?
Yes.
Stats, do you know what we're talking about?
I don't know. I have another really long thing to talk about, but not the Great Worm.
Okay.
The worms are very long.
Yeah, they are. So they are very high in the sky. Yes. And they are flying around in both places, I think.
They want to kill you. Or at least slow you down significantly.
Right. I think one stack is 30% slow.
Yeah.
Next stack is 60% slow. If you get too close, you're dead. So, I know that some people were paranoid about that yesterday, at least. They were like, oh, did you hear about the Great Worm from Beyond? We can't fly.
Yes.
We can't fly. We can't fly.
There's a Great Worm, yeah.
No, you can't.
My best advice is to, I know that it is tempting to touch the worm, to bother it, to upset the worm.
Don't poke the worm.
Don't poke the worm. Don't touch it. Don't make eye contact with it. Just stay away from Stats. This is more for you than anyone. Right. Don't touch the worm. Okay. No. I know that you already want to.
Right.
But it would be in your best interest to leave the worm alone.
Right. I will not touch the worm.
Don't touch it.
All right. It's settled. Just don't.
Why have I not met the worm yet?
I don't know. But when you do, you will know. Because your flight speed will go down significantly. It will zap you.
It will zap you with purple butt. Zap.
Yep.
Zap.
Yep.
Touch it.
No, don't touch it. Don't touch it.
Just keep going. Don't touch
it. You don't want to.
Don't touch the worm.
Mm-mm.
Don't provoke it.
No.
Don't even think about it.
All right. So the other thing about this patch, on top of the marathon initial content, the dailies that pop up in these new zones, and I'm gonna just call them new zones. You could say they're rehashed or whatever, but they're not. There's a lot of new stuff that is going on in some of these old places, which makes it very fantastic.
Very.
But we also have the visions. We have the lesser visions, and then we have the horrific visions. The lesser ones, you just kind of go in and kill mobs.
Less horrific.
Right. And
almost not horrific at all.
And I guess some people found a way to stay in there longer. I'm not sure if it's legal or not. So
no, that's definitely illegal.
I'm not going to talk about it. But some people were finding ways to. I'm not sure if it's necessarily gameplay mechanics or cheating, but I'm going to lean towards cheating, and we're just going to leave it at that.
And you know what happens when you get WoW arrested? You go to WoW jail, and you know who the jailer is? I'm going to spoil it for everyone. It's the worm.
It's the worm. You gotta go touch the worm. And like we said, don't do it.
Don't do it.
Great worm from beyond.
I'm not taking this bait. I'm not taking the bait, guys. I'm leaving it alone.
Come on.
I'm not biting.
It's so nice. We have a new guy to haze.
Oh yeah, it's so great. I love this.
It's very nice. So the lesser visions, you just go in, basically kill a bunch of stuff, as much as you can, and then get out right before you die. That's always nice. And then the horrific visions, you get the thing from Rathian or wherever, the one thing that will let you get in there. I can't remember what it's called. It's vial.
It's just something.
Something.
You in this marathon quest, you acquire quite a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Most notably, you get like an eye that you squish. And then when you squish it, it makes juice and it makes you feel better. Eye juice.
Yeah, eye juice. Yeah. Make sure to eat the eye juice. Don't touch the worm.
Yeah. So squish the eye.
Squish the eye.
Drink the juice.
Don't
touch the worm.
Don't touch the worm. Right. All these things. There's so many rules.
These are legit spoilers, right? Are you just yanking my chain?
No.
I haven't got to the end yet.
It's legit.
Okay.
So, you think this is a joke? You think this is fun? You think this is a game?
It'll be great when you actually get to the parts where this stuff happens, because then you go, that's what they were talking about. Oh, man.
This is all sound advice. Like here on CTR, like this podcast has been going for like 8 years.
Almost 9.
Almost 9. Do you think that we would give you misinformation?
Yes,
absolutely.
We're trying to help.
Totally would.
You're talking about worms and squishing eyes and
drinking the juice.
And drinking the juice.
Yeah.
And none of this I've experienced yet, but once it happens and I'm forced to touch the worm and I'm forced to squish the eye.
No, you'll never be forced to touch the worm.
Already.
You'll never be forced to touch the worm.
Don't touch it.
Don't do it. So horrific visions. Stats, did you get into horrific visions at all? No.
No, not yet.
All right. Thyst, did you?
Yeah, it was horrific.
No, seriously, what did you think? I mean, because I think the first time, like, we were told by people who were on the PTR forever, they were like going, just get to the first boss and kill the first boss. That's it. That's all you do. The first time you're through there, just do that.
Yep.
The next time through, you can try to elaborate a little bit more if you want.
Yeah.
But you don't have to.
I don't know. I was in there once. I like it so far. It's good content. It's fun. It's snappy. You know, it's not.
It's not bad. And really, the very first thing that you do is you just go up and kill Thrall, essentially, after a few minions.
Spoilers.
And then you're done. And then you're good.
Yeah.
And then you can get your upgrades and all that kind of stuff. And then you get your the new talent tree for your legendary cloak, which you get. I don't know, man. There's just so much story. There's so much content.
We've really been we've been blessed this week with so much stuff. I love it. And you know what? Like, I don't know about you guys, but I was doing that marathon quest with war mode on.
Ooh, wow.
Or off. What's the one where I get to fight? War mode's on.
Yeah.
War mode was on, and it was indeed on, gentlemen. It was fantastic. It was giving me like early BFA vibes, because
really?
You know, in Uldoom, one of the quests is you have to kill like 5 rares or something like that.
Yeah.
They're easy, but not to find, you know. If you pay attention to chat, like, people usually tell you that something's up because they can't usually get it down themselves. So pay attention to that. But you know, that's just inviting, you know, everyone for a fight. And, you know, I was questing with some friends, and like, we were just, you know, getting ganking right back, following people, making people's days miserable. Two of us were killing a rare. It was going slowly, but it was going okay. And this alliance comes down, and I'm like, all right. Let them help us kill this thing. And then we kill that.
Turn on them. And
yeah.
Right. Of course.
But they knew, they understood. They just let it happen. Yeah. It's just how it is out there.
Well, I was having, so the big problems that I was having, especially logging in right away when everybody else was logging in yesterday, serious lag going on because my computer's old, and that
sounds like a you problem.
No, there were a lot of people complaining about lag yesterday. Today, not so much. It all kind of subsided as people kind of went on their own way, or at least got out of that marathon quest line. And so it's super laggy. Plus, I couldn't find Jack for rares at all.
Oh, that sucks.
I couldn't find him. I went flying around, and I was looking at chat, and nothing.
Maybe it was buggy, because like there is a lot of bugs in the marathon quest right now. Mm-hmm. Even like in the second day, I was noticing a bit of it. It wasn't too bad though. It's nothing that's gonna like hinder you too badly. You know, it's just but it's typical new content stuff. You know, it's nothing crazy.
Sure.
Yeah, it's I one of the things that got me distracted actually outside of the marathon quest line was another quest line that's super long, and that was just the unlocking of the Vulpera. So I don't know if you guys have done that yet.
Oh no,
but it's that's another quest line that's a good 45 minutes, hour long.
Wow. What's it like?
It's super good. I'm not going to do any spoilers, but they do a really good job to introduce you to the race and the zone and their connection with the Horde, and I loved it. Every bit of that quest was fantastic. So
awesome.
It's not just the main stuff in 8.3 that they're putting out, but everything has actual substance to it. Well, it takes a while to get through.
I did the Worgen Transmog, the Heritage Armor quest line. That was a thing. I mean, it's a thing. It's good. It was nice. I mean, it was fairly quick, not too bad.
I went in, and even if you don't have the Vulpera unlocked, you can customize the character. You can't make it, but you can customize it. So I went in and I customized like a girl and a boy, and I came out of that experience really liking them, actually. I think they did a really great job on these models. I love all of the different ears and the fur colors and the patterns, and the snouts especially are really cute. And I saw that the female Vulpera dance is the dance that they do in the What Does the Fox Say video, which I love. I love that video. So I don't know. And
it's
just
a great video.
I saw a ton of them walking around today, and I didn't really know what to think of it at first, but I don't know. They're cute. I like it. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, if you run through the quest line, because I think I was the same as you. I was a little indifferent to it. I think they look super cool, and I'm all for bringing in allied races, but you run through the allied race quest line to unlock, and you get that sort of connectivity and connection to the class, the race. Sorry, it's they did a really good job of that, and makes me want to roll one.
Okay, yeah, I kind of do too.
So the other thing that we should probably talk about is the DK starting area.
You did that, right?
Yeah, I did that. So I did it twice because I was like, really? Okay. So then I was like, okay, now I got to do it again. So here's the way that the DK starter area is. And by the way, this is a total spoiler. I'm not going to do the alert because it's not worth it. But this is a total spoiler for everybody. If you want to start up a DK, here's how it goes. You log in as your new DK and you get a cinematic. And the cinematic is cool. It's a good cinematic, you know, because I mean, for every new race, essentially, what you do, or you know, in this case, it's a class. But you start off in the area, and you have to have the backstory. So here you go. Here's your backstory, and you land, and you're like, okay, cool. There's only one thing to do. Run up to Icy Bolvar and say hi. So you go up and you say hi. And then he says hi. You know what you should do? You should pledge your fealty to me. Okay. All right.
That's romantic.
That sounds good. So you pledge your fealty to Bolvar. And then he says, "All right, piss off. Go ahead. Just go quest." That is it. That is it for the DK starting zone. And don't get me wrong, nice and simple. You know, there is something nice about that. However, the Lich King one was just so involved and so like drawn out, and you really got. I mean, you got 5 levels in that DK starting area or something like that.
It seemed like it took an eternity to me.
Well, so this is pre-Sylvanas sort of smashing his crown, Bolvar.
Yeah, so this is captured in time. So this is going to be before. This is before whatchamacallit, the next expansion. Mm-hmm. So
Shadowlands.
Yeah, Shadowlands. Thank you. I was like Shadowforge. No, that's not it. Shadowlands. Yes. This is all, captured in time before Shadowlands happened. So he still has his helmet and all that kind of stuff. It's all nice. But basically, he just tells you to go about and do your business, and you don't even have to. I mean, like, I remember starting off as a DK. When you get to Orgrimmar or Stormwind or whatever, you have to go and run through the city while people throw fruit at you, right? And poop.
And say awful things.
And they say terrible things to you. No such thing in this one. It's just, all right, now go get a job off of the job board. And you're done.
I mean, I don't know. It's not like DKs are new, So I don't know. Like it's.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. It's
whatever.
They had all the content lined up on their big project management board at Blizzard, and they had this massive, great quest for everything. And then they had the Vulpera Mechanome unlocks.
Right.
And then they finally got to the DK board about 3 weeks ago. I went, oh, Jesus, guys. And then just had to chuck them out.
Oh, I know it.
And that's what happened.
I know it.
Oh, wow.
It was, I mean, it was fine. Don't get me wrong. I was like, so I had to do it again just to make sure that that's exactly what it was supposed to be. And guess what? That's exactly what it's supposed to be. Okay.
Honestly, that sounds good to me, because whenever I rolled a DK back in the day, I just wanted to get into the game. Like it was interesting, the backstory and everything, but I don't know. When I start a character, I just want to go play,
Well, and I mean, considering that for Shadowlands or Shadowforge or Shadow, whatever it is, the next expansion, remember that all of this level squish stuff is going to be happening at the same time. So really, who cares? Just get out there. Go have some fun. And so, yeah, it works out pretty well, I think.
Yeah, have fun. Don't touch the worm.
Right.
Drink the juice, we squish the eye. Speaking of poop, some of the Hosen in the Vale that are corrupted, instead of flinging like Duke or Ook or whichever one means poop, they fling Void.
Uh-huh.
It's funny.
They don't they don't really ook you in the duker anymore.
No, they just fling the void at you.
They void you in the oida.
Yeah.
Wow. There we go. There we go.
Gross.
Oh man. So and then we have all this. So now with 8.3 out, now we have all of this new gear, all the corrupted things. Still doesn't really make a lot of sense to people, practically how it makes sense to people. And I don't know, Thyst, have you even put any of that stuff on?
I tried to. I have 2 pieces that I can put on. They're very tentacly. It's nice. No, I don't get anything yet. I've literally spent all of my WoW time yesterday and today just completing that marathon quest, and that captured my attention, my imagination, and it was Blackwing Descent, right? That's where we went.
Yeah.
That was the coolest part, I think.
Oh yeah, it was great.
Just going there with Rathian and doing the things that you do there, and just all of the history it brings up, and all it seems very important, and like you said, very scary. And it was just such, like, after spending time in Old Doom, which I don't usually do, and spending time in the Vale, which I don't usually do anymore, it was nice to like touch on those places again with new content. But then going to Blackwing and just doing these really important things right off the bat for a very important reason, and in such a classic WoW setting was so nice. And it really just tied everything in a nice, like, big World of Warcraft bow for me. So there's so much that we're going to have to get used to with this patch regarding, just gear and everything else. But like, in the meantime, this quest, like, yes, it's long and daunting, but oh my God, it's so good.
It really is good. I really hope that we get to see more stuff like that as we progress throughout the next 10 months or whatever it is. Especially Blackwing Descent. You're right. That really did feel like there was a lot of history there, especially, just getting on the elevator and remembering how many times people died on that stupid thing.
People sure do die.
All the time.
Yeah.
And then you have the bad person way over on the other side of everything, and you're like, oh no, this is kind of interesting. And then you have to go kill the guys in the different wings off to the either side, and you're like, oh, this was where the blind monster was, and this is where the science monster was. Was that Malkarok?
Science monster.
Was that Malkarok? I think it was.
Do you think that the science monster blinded the other guy because it was with science?
I don't know. There were lots of experiments going on.
Thank you for laughing. Come on.
Lots of vision jokes going on as well.
Except that one. I actually, there's a lot of little subtle motifs as well. I don't know about you guys, but I really felt like there was previous patches that just being immersed in the atmosphere, it felt dark. It felt grim and corrupted and scary. And there's that. Blizzard tend to do a pretty good job of putting you in the atmosphere that they're trying to create, but this was different. It sort of went an extra level, and I actually did put a couple of the pieces on. I don't know if you noticed, but I've got a very flamey transmog on, and seeing it, the blue motifs coming out and you looking corrupted or starting to look corrupted, it just felt very dark, and I'm super impressed. I'm super impressed that I got to feel like that. I'm only halfway through the quest line, but it just feels bleak and grim, and that we have a big hurdle to jump over. Well, I love it.
I agree. And I think part of that too is making sure that everything is more dangerous, and making sure that everything hits a little bit harder or weirder or whatever it is, and like, especially for me, I always have my healing, like my raid bars up, right? So that I can see what's going on, and like, I will see myself get corrupted like with every mob. So it turns purple, and I'm like, oh crap. All right. I gotta, oh man. All right. So, you have to go through and you have to figure out how you're going to deal with these different things, with these new mechanics and with these new mobs, and especially considering that, the first day I'm never really sure how much I can get away with. Right.
Yeah.
How much I can spread all the different dots around and then just kind of run through and just wait for them to die or whatever. It didn't work out well for me a couple times.
Yeah, I just sort of got to the point where I was running around Mechagon and being able to kill things and take down the odd elite boss. Okay. And then you jump in here and it's it's harder, like a lot harder.
Yeah.
And that's good. That's good for people who are coming in. It really makes you feel like you're part of a next level in a patch. So
yeah. And the nice thing is that there are some alt catch-ups as you go through too, because gear does drop off of when you're doing dailies and stuff like that. Gear does drop for your alts. I mean, it's a count bound, like those, click on it for, your loot here. So you can really kind of spread the love, especially if you're trying to get a new tune ready for Ny'alotha next week.
Yes.
So
good luck with that.
I'm just wondering what we have in store next week because, we talked about in the quest line, you talk about defeating N'alotha in Ny'alotha. You can't get in there or anything like that. That's fine. But I'm just wondering what else we have in store next week for cutscenes and for story movement and stuff like that, because there is some wild stuff. And if you have looked ahead to the boss list for Ny'alotha, you will understand why.
It's strange. I'm interested to know what's going on.
Because, we have... Should I just say what it is?
No.
Should I just say who it is?
No, don't.
Okay, I'm not going to say who it is then. But there's two. Really?
I know. But like, there's
two that are like, really? Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. I get it. I get why we're doing it.
I don't get it, but I know that we will. There's going to be an explanation.
It's just this is a different kind of bad guy, right?
Sure.
He's a bad guy. Whatever.
Thanks, William Eyelash.
Yeah, actually, that's William Eyelash as a sheep.
What?
Because it's a bad guy.
Yeah. Thank you.
Anyway.
I was in the Vale and I fell into a stomach.
You fell into a stomach?
Yep.
Gross.
I know. And you had to go in there and clean it up. It was full of tentacles.
Well, that makes sense.
It was gross.
That makes sense. This is all about corruption. This is all about messing with your head. This is all about those wonderful things that only happen inside the deep recesses of your brain.
Are you saying are you accusing me of making that up, Patrick?
No. I think falling into a stomach is totally legit.
Thank you, because it happened.
It's gross.
It was gross.
Yeah, but that's all part of the different aesthetics.
I was digested.
Partially.
My nutrients were harvested by the veil.
Just have a burrito. I'm sure you'll be fine. Have some of that eye juice.
Yeah, I need to squish the eye, drink the juice.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
I still think you guys are making some of this stuff up because I haven't got there yet.
The eye juice thing is actually hilarious.
Yeah.
So
it's just squish it. It's fine.
What is this bright eyeball doing in my bag? And I hovered over it and went, squish the eyeball. Okay. and it goes squish. And you're like, that sounds like a squished eyeball.
Yeah, and then you got yourself some juice.
And then there's juice there, and you're like,
delicious.
Gross.
Nutritious.
What does the juice do?
It's just food.
It heals you.
It's just
gives you.
It's just food.
Yeah, it's there for you when you need it most.
Right.
When you're in a stomach.
Just pluck an eyeball off of the ground and
it's fine.
Squish it and eat it.
Delicious. Thirst quenching.
Oof. Yikes. Anything else for 8.3 that we want to get into right away? I know that next week we will probably talk about the raid or about whatever. I know that speaking of raiding and all of that stuff, we do know that there will be a couple of different Mythic raid events going on at the same time, just like we have in the past. We do know that Method is going to be hosting another live stream event where they're bringing in guilds from all around the world again. And it's going to be more streams, more live stuff, more stuff happening all the time.
Can't wait.
And then also Complexity Limit, they're doing a thing as well, right? What are they doing, Thyst?
Same thing, really. They're broadcasting out of a cool facility. It's going to be real spicy this time around. I'm really looking forward to it. I think it all starts on the 28th.
Yeah.
I think?
Yeah.
28th is when it starts. I'd be interested to get your guys' opinion on it because this is one of my favorite parts of any patch or any new raid is the race. I love it.
Right.
And as you guys know, I've talked about this before on previous podcasts, and I think this is probably one of getting to the point now where I really think there's some sort of legitimate competition. So I'm interested to hear what you guys think about whether someone can take Method's crown on this particular iteration.
I think that Limit is almost due. I mean, I think that they've been really close.
They really do push it to the limit. Walk along the razor's edge.
Oh boy. But especially because and maybe it's just because I got to meet Max at BlizzCon this last year.
Bias.
But he's a super smart guy. He's got some brains on him, and I'm sure that he and his team will be able to figure their way through a lot of it before Method even gets in there. So
I got my money on complexity. Let's go.
Right. And so
I think that, with every opportunity to beat Method at something, there's always the chance, like Method is obviously, historically the best at things, but not always, and, I think in a lot of ways, Method has had the advantage because they really push the envelope on all things WoW. But other teams are catching up on that. So I think like this time around, it's going to be the best competition yet. I think it's going to be very close, very, very close.
Well, that's what I'm hoping for sure.
Yeah, I mean, outside of the main two, are there other raid teams? I know it just drops massively with how quickly people get it down, but
absolutely.
Well, there's also a couple of guilds in Asia that are really great, and I can't think of their names right off the top of my head, but there are some great guilds in Asia. There are some amazing. There's an amazing German guild, and I can't remember their name either. I blame the sickness and the corruption.
Yeah, Pat's very corrupted today.
Right, so I'm double corrupted.
Hey man, when these teams start winning, then we'll start remembering. You know what I'm saying?
But I mean, there are teams from all over the world that are actually really, really good. So I'm looking forward to this one, probably more than any of the other ones, only because we are at the final raid for the expansion. This is no longer, like Uldir. I was like, this is the first raid. Who cares? It's the first raid. It's fine. And for the little mini raid, I'm like, well, that one doesn't even matter. That one doesn't really count.
Like this is the first expansion where the world first race has really taken off,
Right.
Like it was very much Method's thing up until this expansion where, everybody realizes that the entire WoW community, whether you're a hardcore WoW esports fan or not, loves this. And it's a tale as old as time. Like Pat, you always said, it was hard back in the day to figure out who was doing it first, but we all cared. We all cared so much to know who was getting stuff down first and like how fast and when and how, and show me. And then like the whole streaming debacle happened. Like, should they stream it? Should they not? Like, who's watching? Are we giving away our strats or not? And then when they finally decided to make it like super public and really competitive, then all of these other teams come out of the woodwork and all these new strats and stuff. And now it's a real production. It's a real spectacle. It's a real sport.
It's a solid thing. And we have sponsors really, really chomping at the bit for this thing. So I know that Method is going to be in Germany and Complexity is going to be in Texas.
Yes.
For their deal. So, but I mean, again, they're going to be sharing streams. They're going to be sharing live streams with guilds all around the world. So it's not just going to be them. It's going to be everybody. And I think we'll be able to see, I want to say it's like 30 plus teams total. Something like that. I mean, when you that's pretty crazy. And it'll be multiple angles from a bunch of different teams as well. So
it's exciting.
It's totally cool. I like it. I dig it. I'm all about it.
Dude, that's totally corrupted.
And that will actually lead into all of the different esports that are happening for all of the different Blizzard games, minus Heroes of the Storm, of course. Very sad.
Rub it in, why don't you?
I'm sorry. I didn't do it, but I will bring it up.
Just as bad. No tact. You're corrupted, Patrick.
I know. Because then we have Overwatch League and the Hearthstone. Well, I guess we're going to have Katowice, right? For
Katowice.
That's for StarCraft and for all things like that. And then we'll
W3.
Then we'll get into W3 and StarCraft 2, and I know that Hearthstone is planning a big thing for the Masters and Grandmasters. So
we have so much to look forward to. Be thankful for. Thank you, Blizzard.
It's going to be great. It's going to be very, very cool. Also, for you guys out there that are still with us and want to talk a little bit about Classic, let's do that right now.
Torment awaits.
It's true. And there's more torment on the way, too, because as it turns out, they have said Phase 3, Part 2 is coming to a theater near you on February 12th. So there we go. And this includes not Blackwing Descent, but Blackwing Lair. So it has Blackwing Lair. It has the level 50 class quests, which I totally forgot about.
Me too.
I forgot that they were a thing. So there we go. The Eternal Quintessence will be available.
Yes, the quinceanera.
Right, Darkmoon Fair and stuff like that. So there's going to be a bunch of stuff for Classic that's going to be happening, and I know that they're talking about Battlegrounds, and they're really trying. What they're really trying to do is they're trying to pace themselves on release because they don't want to put out too much content because it's all very finite.
Yes.
So they're trying to work with the community and trying to figure out how to actually release that, which is why they immediately they said, "Oh, I guess we're going to do this in parts. We had 6 phases to go through, but now we're kind of breaking it up as we can to kind of ease the burden of these people that these people are feeling when it's like there's no new content for a while, or no, the planned release is not coming the way that they think it is." So
right,
it's all good. It's all good as long as you're having fun. I'm out. Stats, are you still playing over there?
Yeah, I have been. I'm out right now. I'm obviously enjoying the 8.3 stuff. As it stands right now, it's everyone who's still involved with Classic. A lot of it's the PvP grind, and that is a thankless task. Those who are still 100% committed to Classic, that's where they can be found. I think in the PvP world, it's they need to pace releases. They need to make sure that the content is released in a way that allows Classic to sort of continue. But I think it's nothing like the same busyness that servers used to have. It's much easier to get things done, even on the PvP realms right now. It feels like it's a little bit quieter. So I think it's certainly the first 3 months where it's real peak time, but I still get a sense there's a lot of people playing, but we'll see.
And it's like you have the guys that are at 60, which are quite a few, and they're playing, every day or at least a lot every week. And then you have the guys like me that are at level 20 and pretty much done. I'm not saying I won't pop in from time to time. I'm just saying this is background now, which I kind of figured that it would be at some point.
Yeah. It's just not background for everybody. Yeah.
Right. And like we know Platinum. Wow.
Yes, Platinum.
Right?
Wow, yeah.
And he's all about the Classic experience. So
yeah, he's been releasing the most hilarious little snippets of videos,
little memes and stuff like that.
Yes, on his Twitter, like Platinum Wow's Twitter. Hilarious. Every day there's something that just like I have to retweet it. It's that good. It's got the seal of approval if I retweet it.
Oh boy. All
I'm
right.
just kidding. But no, they're really funny. Like check them out.
Yeah. Absolutely. And he's still in there having a good time. So that's more power to him. For all that. So anything else from you guys before we get out of here? I know next week we're probably going to talk more about 8.3 and also get into the raid a little bit.
Yeah.
So
well, I don't start raiding until next Wednesday. So if we do a Tuesday show, I won't know anything about it yet, but we're all going to know what's going on. So there's that.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to be watching streams and whatever, right?
Oh,
I mean,
yes.
There'll be that. I mean, just watch Sloot for a while.
I always do.
I'm sure.
I fell asleep watching Sloot last night. I woke up. He was still going.
Yeah, that guy's a machine.
Mm-hmm.
Really. I saw him. I don't know if he was dual boxing. I think he was multi-boxing with his tanks to get them prepared through patch 8.3. Go through all the quest lines at the same time.
Yeah, he does a good job of explaining everything as he's going along as well. So
yeah.
if you didn't have any fingers and you couldn't play World of Warcraft, you could just watch Sloot and you'd feel like you're playing.
Absolutely. And so it was just a real treat to watch him go through that, because he's like going, I have to go through this thing multiple times, even doing multi-boxing. And he's got to get like 6-7 tunes ready. And that marathon quest line is got to be a pain. So good luck to him.
Yep.
All right, guys. Do you guys have anything going on this next week that folks should know about? Or do you have anything coming up or want to talk about anything personally? I'll start with Thyst. Anything going on?
Are you asking me about my personal life?
Well, just anything you want to tell the people.
Hey, guys. Number one, don't touch the worm.
Don't do it.
Number two, if you see a great big eyeball in your inventory, you squish it.
Right.
You drink the juice. And three, when you get into the stomach, try not to get digested because it really hurts.
Right.
Love this.
That's okay. That's it. Stats, anything before?
I'm honestly, I want Where I Live to thaw a little bit. That would be nice.
Right.
IRL is stupid busy. I'm not even sure if I'm going to make the show next week. And between all of that, I've got to try and squeeze in these marathon quest lines and get myself unlocked and up to speed.
You can do it.
So,
yeah, I think. By the way, I think the next month of the show, month-ish of the show, maybe a little bit more, are going to be kind of weird. I'll just say it that way. There's a lot of activity going on, and nobody can help it. So that's it.
That's life, man.
All right, you can follow Thyst at Thyst03 everywhere. You can follow Stats at Warcraft Stats and myself at Pat Crane. And of course, the show is at Convert to Raid on the Twitter. And make sure to go to converttoraid.com. And and that's where we have all the videos and audios and all of that kind of stuff. Oh boy, this cold is kicking my butt.
Ooh, so corrupted.
Anyway, Twitch chat, thank you guys as always for chiming in and helping out. Making sure that we're saying the right thing instead of the wrong thing all the time. And for you guys that carry us around with you, thank you so much. We love that you do that, and hope you had a good time in this show. I think that this was also maybe. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but I want to say it was top 5 show of the year. Top 5 show of the year.
Wow.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
That's incredible.
Pretty good. Top 5 show of the year.
Top 5.
Yeah, not bad.
Maybe top 3.
All right. That's going to do it for us guys over here. And for all the crew at Convert to Raid. We'll see you next time. Until then, bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.